Hi, Shabir. My turn.
I came so many times, you are too late.
Really? No. 7 o'clock for the kids' room.
But you called me 10 minutes before. I instantly came over here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been standing here since 7.
It's okay.
Sorry.
So, the kids are coming?
No.
Even alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming to read. Teaching on live.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi, family. Okay, let's share. I like reading to you all. I appreciate you coming. We need to get more people on the frequency, so if we can share. Hi, Kay. We're going to be continuing Fascicule 5. Man, this book, like, everybody has to get their book. Please, get your book. DM me or comment under one of my posts if you need the help finding the council member in your country. And then I have something to read for you on Fascicule. Nope, not that far. Ooh. On Fascicule 16, page 225. Talking about Karina. Can we share the live? Let me share. Why is great? Mona Lisa again. Jeez. Okay, let's share the live. Please. Oh yeah, there's a place called Karina. It says it's belonging to sons that are not connected. And it's a place where like people basically take on certain embodiments to the point where they become transparent, and then they go through another evolvement where they become like a prismatic thing, where it's like they only like you have like all these colors coming out of them, but they're very translucent, but they're colorful, and you only see their essence eyes. Okay, I don't know if why are people wanting to come live? Gosh. Yassine. Why do we have 2 people only in here? Let's go. Need to get more people in here. Okay. Let me see if I could share it to more people. I should probably follow more people. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna wait for 5 more minutes. Anyway, how are you all doing? How's everybody doing? Everybody, if you can share the live, and let's invite more people so we can get started. Remember, this is a period of collaboration. Hey, bae. Is it Beatrice? That's great. I'm glad, Cooper. Remember, this is a period of collaboration. And we're all going to be on a pause if we don't get everybody's frequency rising. And a lot of us have our frequency rising so fast. But we're all going to be on a pause because it's a period of collaboration, a period of sincerity, and all of us need to get through this together. But I understand fate, so they only send people that are meant to hear certain things. So I'm just gonna get started. And if anybody has missed it, yeah, that's probably Robert. He's one of our brothers in the spirits. Very advanced human being, babe. I don't know if you follow him, but you should. He's an amazing person. Yeah, Robert, I actually got my book from watching Robert's life. I was actually waiting for this book like my entire life, and through Robert I got connected to the book. Yeah, he's a cool dude, very spiritually inclined, one of our spiritual brothers, and he's also one of the Ascension Masters. So he has the pure form DMT, which I also sell on my on my Etsy shop at Alamani Fashion. But he's one of our big dudes. This book is amazing. You should really get your copy. Honestly, the frequency in this book is beyond, like, it will literally elevate your consciousness. You get to a place where you're very zen, like the hippies. You just get to a place where you're like a Buddhist, like you're very zen, and you do not harbor so much of the stress that's in this world, and you kind of just cruise through it, and you understand everything at the universal level, the cosmic level, and you're just jiving, like. Okay, so we're gonna start from Fascicule 4, written in, it came to us in 1984 in the 5th month. Sorry, Fascicule number 5. Okay, so we're going to start off with, we're in the love of the divine, the absolute, and this divine love of our creator is within all of us. We are embodiment of that love, and we're sending this love frequency to our entire terrestrial brothers and sisters to quicken them up on their awakening. And we're sending so much love that will elevate them and rise them up above their depressions. And we're sending infinite gratitude to all our celestial brothers and sisters and our light friends and our sages and our saints for everything that they're doing for us. And sending love to everybody. All right, let's get going. Greetings to our brothers and sisters. Our friends, your religious books and all fairy tales are each a message prepared according to the circumstances of the medium they are in. They all mirror truth in each. So all the fairy tales and all the spookism and all the stories of the giants, these are not made up, because the brain does not have the capacity to create something that does not exist. All these messages, all these stories existed, and they were what is it called? They were alive, or they existed in the society that they were in. And however way that people, or sometimes even people, tap into other dimensions and witness these and spoke about it, and sometimes the society that they were in did not understand it, so it became like a spookism. But our brains do not create things that do not exist. Mythology and heroes of society speak about the extraordinary events of the medium they are in. Heaven, hell, Adam, Eve, skies, grounds, dragons, giants, jinns, fairies, angels, and devils cannot be accepted as the imagination of the humans who saw and lived in those eras, for you can never think of something that does not exist. This makes our world so much more cooler, because these elites try to like try to sabotage this beautiful interconnected realm that we're in, and they try to like push everybody off to the side, everything else, every other being to the side, and they just try to make us more physical and concrete, whereas our world was just filled with so much magic, right? But our brains were calcified towards that, and a lot of us kind of forgot temporarily, but now everybody's remembering, everybody's accepting this beautiful, dynamic, spiritual world that we exist in. If you will write a story, it is nothing but an adventure you experienced before, but could not remember until then, and which at the moment rises above the awareness and is put on paper. So everything that we even write, all the horror movies, all the fantasy and adventure and sci-fi movies, they're not a figment of created imagination. They are some kind of awareness that exists deep down that somehow surfaced, and then we're able to put them out on either paper or in movie, right? Since the evolutionary periods the world went through, your awareness codes have been following all the events. All the events which rise above consciousness are written on paper. Since the evolutionary period. So since, and remember, because we're all telepathically connected, even though we're not conscious of it at the moment, that means that even if we were not in this realm at that time, the fact that another being of ours was experiencing something, we also have that kind of memory within us. These remain in archives as novels, stories, and adventures. Poems have quite a different side. There, metaphysical factors play a role. They're talking about poetry. Humankind has given a lot of scientific, philosophical, psychological, novel, and story type of works of art for centuries. Their subjects do not resemble each other. They're all different. This is due to the fact that each author has lived in different periods, and his or her works have originated from his or her private life. That's pretty cool. If you notice, common aspects in religious books never change. And this is the unchanging proof that all the religious books were revealed from the same channel, from the same source. Have you ever thought for a moment about the reason of all these efforts? Is our Lord trying to prove himself to you, or does he wish you to prove yourselves? He is already Almighty, the Absolute, all and single. There is no need for his proof. So the only thing left is you should prove yourselves to him. And this should be something not so easy. How do we prove ourselves to our Creator? I said in the other lives, we came here pure, and we must return pure. Right? That's how we prove ourselves to our Creator. We return back into his bosoms pure. The only way we can return back to our Creator is in his pure form, pure love, pure tolerance, pure humbleness, no ego, no superiority. Have you ever thought, the moment your integrated beliefs unifies with God consciousness, you pull down the curtain of truth. Then you are faced with the code of love, art, and true love, which is the highest frequency. And the consciousness of this connects you to the space code beyond universal bonds. Code of love, art, and true love. Only scientists, wise ones, and artists can get directly in connection with us. We do not call them. They come to us through their thought chains by creating, purifying themselves. Contacting us is not as easy as presumed. Here we would like to convey the following. Our friends who have not seen us have talked about us in length, in jinn stories, in fairy tales, and the influence of certain events that have witnessed or felt, also adding their flight of fancy, but they have not tried to make any research on these events due to their fear of us. As we also say, and shall repeat again, fear is a factor that cuts down your frequencies. The less your doubts and fears are, the more you approach us, and the more you free yourself from superstition. For we have come to be friends with you, and not to frighten you. We also stay away from those who are afraid, who have no right to make them, we have no right to make them uneasy. In such a case, we try to be friends with them, meeting them in the realm of dreams, and try to efface their fears. So pay attention to your dreams, guys. In this time of awakening, if we're not getting any physical contact, we're definitely getting contact in our dreams. And we prepare them for a certain mediums in accordance with the command we receive. Now we think that we have answered the questions that have crossed some of your minds, and now let us convey why we cannot get out of this secrecy medium completely. As a necessity of the medium, we act in accordance with the commands we receive. We cannot have any individual actions. We are obliged to establish connections only with friends who completely carry positive energy on the screen. So this big screen that they have, you have a different light on you when you are pure positive, when you care for humanity, when your sadness and your rebellions is because of injustice in the world rather than selfishness, right? This is to say with friends who are our true friends. Thanks to those friends, we can make our voice be heard by you. May they live long, may they exist. Our gratitude is infinite. Pen of the Golden Age. Notice to our terrestrial brothers and sisters, our friends, matter and energy are indivisible wholes. Distressed awareness is the sole factor which separates matter and energy. Of course, we know this, right? The nuclear collider thing, CERN, they use a lot of pressure and speed to kind of like separate the particles. So distress awareness is the sole factor that separates matter and energy. We know how diamonds come about. The human develops and matures on this path. Your depressions go parallel to the depressions of the world. So whatever you're feeling is not because you're feeling, it's because it's a global thing. It's a worldly thing. And all of us are picking up on that energy, right? And if this is existent in the world and is affecting us, that means that if we also change our frequency, right, we can also affect the world's frequency, because it's a yin and a yang, right? As above, so below, and body is land. Remember that. Negative thought frequencies encompassing the universe reflect on you from your atmosphere. For this reason, your world has been entering more and more into depression and blind alleys. This is the reason why negative currents upset the divine waves of the period of sincerity. Each person has become so selfish that no one thinks about anyone else. This is the reason why the compassionate waves of the Lord cannot reach you, for these currents comprise certain frequencies. So if we need to get the waves of the Most High to reach us, if we want the kingdom of the Most High to be on our realm, we need to raise our vibration. We need to raise our frequencies. Your equilibrium that is impaired impairs the universe too. Permission will be... Who try to come on this live. Permission will never be given for this. During this period, everyone is all alone. The choice is yours. We're not alone in terms of we're all alone. We're alone in terms of making our own decisions. Do you want to be chosen? If you can become light despite all your depressions and can kindle a light, then you prove that you are of value. If you can become light despite all your depressions, and if you can kindle a light, then you are proving to have value. That's what we talked about in the last live. Like, don't keep the knowledge to yourself. You have to try and wake up other people. That is kindling the light, right? Because this is the period of sincerity, the period of collaboration and unity, the atomic whole. We are all the atomic whole of the universe of the Most High. We all must come together. Now we call to those who think, let's receive first, then we will perform our mission. Choice is not easy at all. All these are examinations of humanity. So some people are waiting to receive some kind of thing before they perform their mission. It does not, you have to give. A carefree human does everything for fun and distraction. This is nothing but a satisfaction of his or her ego. For us, the genuine human is a human who will emanate his or her divine light on those around himself or herself without being lost in the problems of his or her depression. You have to rise above your depression and be that light that kindles other lights. Do not get lost in the darkness of your depressions. Do not go madly from one place to the other asking, where will I be happy? Try to benefit from these dictated texts. The happiness is within you. You have to purge yourself of all the sadness. You will see that your endeavors will one day sprout, and all these depend on humankind's ability to perceive the perceptions beyond dimensions that have been prepared in accordance with the theory of evolution. The theory of evolution. Let's find out what the theory of evolution is. It has a glossary at the back. Okay. Wait, what? There's theory of perception. What? Did somebody rip up my page? I don't know, but I'm not seeing it. It's weird. I guess not today. I'm sure it's here, but for some reason, it is not here. Huh. That's strange. Now, where was I? Okay. All right. So the theory of evolution is basically evolution, all the reincarnations that we have to go through until we attain God consciousness. We all have to experience it, not just on this earth, but other dimensions as well. Like when we graduate the earth school, we're put into other dimensions where we go through other forms of evolution. The evolution is interminable. Knowledge is interminable. We never stop learning. So the theory of evolution encompasses just this earth alone. To attain God consciousness and to attain your higher self whilst you're here, then you graduate from the earth school. And outside of that, there's so many other galaxies and dimensions that you can tap into. And that's the theory of evolution, just basically becoming gods. Okay? So if your subconscious can receive these currents fully, then you can easily enter the path of light. You gain consciousness as you leap over the thresholds. Your endeavors are for your own benefit. Do not ever forget this, our friends. So if your subconscious, which is your higher self, can receive these currents fully, right, then you can easily enter the path of light. Now, these currents are what they're talking about, the cosmic currents that are coming in for the ascension, for the awakening. If you're able to perceive it and accept it and assimilate it and act on it and be it, right, then you gain consciousness as you leap over the thresholds. Your endeavors are for your own benefits. Do not ever forget this, our friends. Pen of the Golden Age, PGA. Our friends, we are in connection with you metaphysically by a system prepared in accordance with the theory of perception. Now we will tell you about where we are and how these connections are made. This is a galaxy far outside your solar system. Its distance to the center of your Earth is about, it's a big one. It's 240 trillion light years. But not everyone can become embodied here, for your spirit energies will be annihilated in our intense medium. For this reason, always package programs are used. So it does not mean that we can never get there, but it just means that we have to go through steps. We have to go through certain evolutions. The Savior is here. All the missionaries who are connected to the central system will be taken here. Emissaries of the divine realm assist you on this path. Preserving people will always be taken here. Here, the essence structure of the residents of the galaxy is pure essence heart, pure spirit. Tolerance of this kind cannot be found anywhere in the universe. People who get permission for entering here are made to put on special garments. A magnetic gold ring is placed on their heads, enables connection between their brain waves and us. The medium is perfect, and there's nothing you cannot obtain through thought, right? The power of manifestation. Names of the residents of the galaxy are specified by colors. This place is just like the inside of a prism. This is the galaxy that's 240 trillion light years away. The medium is perfect, and there's nothing you cannot obtain through thought. Names of the residents, the people that live there, are specified by colors. This place is just like an inside of a prism. Can you just imagine all the colors intertwining, combining, creating so many different nuances of colors? One lives in such a medium of colors that these colors are unknown to the world, human. For this reason, they cannot be named. Each color has hundreds of thousands of nuances. You can easily establish connection with the owner of the color you think of. Our connection with you is governed by a very simple method. The goal is to create human from human. There are no privileges, and in the announcements we make, we always prepare a medium in alignment with your medium through the general frequency adjustment. And when vibrations conform with the frequencies of people who have spirit levels deserving this place, a bulb is turned on. In the mechanism here, the number next to the bulb and the brightness of that bulb show the spirit evolvement of that being. Do we get this? We understand this? When all these are determined, the entire planet of the being whose data, when all these are determined, the entire past of the being whose data have received is investigated. He has a file in the archive for every era she or he incarnated in the world. So when our frequencies rise to a certain level, a light bulb goes off next to like our aura up there, and then our archives, which consist of all our reincarnated past, is investigated. These files are then connected to the code keys of that person. His or her evolution tableau is observed on the screen. His or her past personalities, how she or he lived, the mediums and the galaxies she or he lived in. So it's very possible that we lived in various galaxies and mediums. The number of times she or he has incarnated in the world, his or her evolution until she or he was connected to the central system are all determined one by one. And then the being is given a mission according to his or her spirit level. And connection is made with him or her. His or her past and who she or he is clearly told to him or her. The mission required from him or her is mentioned. The missionary's connection on his or her own level occurs with humans on varying spirit levels. When the missionary meets a person whose spirit level is close to his or her medium, she or he gives a signal like the ring of a bell besides his or her bulb. The signal is for the investigation of the personality and the spirit level of that person. So if I come to you and say we're having a conversation and you mention something about like, oh, I feel like something is going on in the world. Like, I had this dream, and I'm like, ooh, I got to give you this book. You have to go research this book. The moment that connection is made and I feel like, or the person feels like, oh, I'm that individual that deserves this book, automatically a light bulb goes on. You're like, because you literally referenced me. That's what it is. You literally referenced me. And then I'm investigated. And then I start the process, right? They start their investigation with me and their connection with me and their engraftment system. If the spirit is suitable for the medium in which she or he is going to be trained, the code of that person is connected to the missionary. Through the established thought bridge, that person instinctively calls the missionary. These unifications are coded by the command of the center that you call the divine realm. Goodwill, tolerance always make you gain a code key. Goodwill and tolerance. God assists each of his servants. Everything begins with evolvement. One day, humankind will establish a more magnificent world. In future, all the codes will be unified. There is no such thing as coincidence. There are prepared mediums. May the happiness be upon you, our friends. So there's no such thing as coincidences. Everything is preordained. Everything is within the plan. Notice to our terrestrial brothers and sisters, our friends, from now on, we are talking openly and clearly with friends who will be accepted to the place called the land of eagles. The land of angels. Knowledge is connected to your receiving power and your frequency. Also, the light which springs from your essence connects you to your evolvement code. What is this evolvement? We have explained this to you many times due to various reasons, and we have talked about the same subject, the same theme again and again. Our goal is to place the subjects that we emphasize by these repetitions in your memories. Now we will convey to you its scientific side. All the seeds which have been sown in your subconscious since your first existence until the moment you are in have prepared you for a certain medium of consciousness. This means that, like, since we've been thrown or subjected to the evolution tableau, certain knowledges has been planted until it's verdant, until we are able to receive this cosmic ascension knowledge in this day and time. Each seed, so like, this is just to talk about how old and powerful and experienced you are. This is like a boost of confidence, right? Each seed in the subconscious becomes verdant to give its fruit when it meets the light of knowledge that carries its own vibration. So when that link is made, right? It's just like how I always talk about Robert. Like the moment I came on TikTok and I saw Robert's live and that light bulb went on and that alignment was made, and I was like, this is the book I've been waiting for. Why? Because it's been planted in my subconscious in my past incarnations, and I was just waiting for it. Otherwise, it remains fruitless. So each seed in the subconscious becomes verdant to give its fruits when it meets the light of knowledge that carries its own vibration. Otherwise, it remains fruitless. Knowledge coming from billions of light years is hidden in your brain layers. That means each of you is a walking library. However, you read only the books you open. This occurs by a procedure your curiosity code performs. If you're curious, you will get that knowledge. If you're curious, because that knowledge is here, right? And if you can't access it here, the fact that it's here, it can make an external alignment, right? Because if it's here, that means it's out here as well. So the moment you get curious and the moment you feel like you need to find some kind of knowledge and it already exists here, if you cannot go within and open that library here, that knowledge is already outside. You actually make that connection, and then when you open the book and read, it opens that book in here as well. Okay, so first, curiosity propels you into a medium of quest, right? You search first unawarely, then in awareness, until you find a counterpart of the frequency present in you. So it's not by coincidence or any of that sort that we're reading this book. It's because we already planted it in ourselves in our previous life, and we just waited to get in contact with this knowledge. You know that the speed of thought is equal to the speed of light in zero world frequency. You begin to get knowledge from the medium of whichever dimension your thoughts enter. The power is all here, y'all. Like, meditate. Like, everything is within you. You know, your thought frequency travels at the speed of light in a zero world frequency. And the more positive you are, your thought frequency even ascends the speed of light. In more advanced dimensions, your speed of thought, I just said that. In more advanced dimensions, your speed of thought passes the speed of light. And we are obliged to notify you that none of these procedures are easy at all. Every advanced knowledge received passes through a highly charged electromagnetic field. These rays open up like a fan. The more the distance between the fan's energy at one end and the other end is, the lighter will be the knowledge you receive. And since you will be in a weak magnetic field, you will not be shaken much. It will prepare you for the medium of imagination and thought. Like, we're literally forever doing like downloads, like uploads and downloads with the universe. If you think of it like that, then you'll be more conscious and you control your thoughts more. Okay? In fact, the source is the same. It is very powerful. Everyone tries to reach it. However, in accordance with the theory of perception, which means like based on your evolvement and your consciousness, what you're able to perceive, right? What you're able to download and accept without being shaken, like blowing your brain fuse. That's the theory of perception. So all the energies coming from different dimensions that you're able to like pull in and also enter. A human has to pass his or her essence through the medium of evolvement first, so that his or her brain energy will not be damaged in those powerful magnetic fields. This is a necessity of evolution. Only then can you cover the distance according to the law of graduation. You know that everything in the universe is infinite. Evolvement too is interminable. So we never stop evolving. Knowledge is infinite. There is no end to knowledge. That's like saying that there's an end to God. And we know that the creator is knowledge, right? The creator is all knowledge and there's no end to him. That means that knowledge is infinite and never ending. That's why our evolution, even outside of this earth dimension, is infinite and never ending. Each dimension you enter prepares you for a new evolvement. You hear that? Each dimension that we enter prepares us for another evolvement, because the moment we enter one dimension, according to the knowledge book, say we enter the fifth dimension, right? The sixth dimension now taking account that we're in the fifth dimension, and they start preparing a medium for us to upgrade us to the sixth dimension. So helping hands are always extended from those from the lower dimension. So we just keep going and we just keep going and climbing the ladder. Okay? So each dimension you enter prepares you for a new evolvement, and that evolvement leads you to a new dimension. You reach such a state that at last you become a light. For this reason, we call all our friends who have reached the boundary of this evolvement our light friends. And on the path of light on which you walk, that which will open the first gate for you is your evolvement, right? We have to complete this earth evolvement. Then comes your frequency, then your perceptions, that is your six senses. So it's evolvement, frequency, our perceptions, which are our six senses, in that order. Your six senses develop, become powerful together with the magnetic mediums in which your galaxy enters. Its strengthening elevates your frequencies. Provided that your frequencies rise together with your evolvement, helping powers unknown to you will help you, and they will guide you in every step you take and will enlighten you. The equivalence of your evolvement with your frequency will open up the gates of many universal dimensions for you. So the equivalency of your evolvement and your frequency, so they have to be on the same level. You can't evolve and have a low frequency. You can't have high frequency and have low evolvement. It has to be on the same level. So once we're on the same level, right? If your evolvement, so the equivalency of your evolvement and your frequency will open up the gates of many universal dimensions for you. If your evolvement remains behind your frequency, then you are nothing but a receiving and transmitting instrument. This is the reason why the religious books have tried to prepare you for the evolvement medium until today. You see the truth and you overcome your fears in proportion with the consciousness you gain. This fear is the kind of fear we mention. You cannot overcome your fears by telling yourself, I am not afraid. First of all, you have to gain a consciousness in every subject. That's including death. Fear is having hesitation about the unknown. This is your primitive instinct. However, when you know the origin of something fully and you go into it, then your fears are annihilated. That's why Robert is always trying to push us to experience death, because that's one of the biggest fears, or if not the only fear that humankind has, right? But then you understand that we're immortal beings and we only shed our avatar. But the point of evolvement is to attain that consciousness while we're here. Because if in the moment of death we have even a slight little fear, it outweighs our scale. It outweighs the scale, and we don't want that. We have to be leaving this planet, literally every night. We have to be detaching, or every time that we wish, we have to be detaching from our body and just traveling and going to other dimensions. And then if the body gets weak, then we're so used to that it doesn't even matter. It's oh, okay, I'll return you back to the earth. Thank you for, housing me for this time, and goodbye. You know what I mean? There's no fear. Like, I know so many people that when they're about to die, they literally just like tell all their families, you know, it's time for me to go, this and this and that and that and that and this, and they just leave. And then they even visit us in our dreams sometimes and even give us some messages that they forgot to tell us, but they have zero fear. Okay. So fear is nothing but primitiveness, a conditioning. Actually, you should be afraid of the harm that will come to you from the mediums you presume you gained. The fearlessness, that's like people holding on to the material earth, right? The fearlessness that we are talking about is not blind, unconscious fearlessness. That kind of fearlessness is even worse than being the primitiveness, for they remain where they are. No constructive moral vibrations can reach them. So the fearlessness we're talking about is not a blind, unconscious fearlessness, right? So you have to know before you overcome that fear. It's not that blind, like, a thing like, oh, I'm not afraid. But yet if something was to like show up in your house, you probably like pass out. That's not that kind of fear. You literally have to walk through that darkness and come out. And then you own that darkness because you already know what's inside of it, and you don't have any fear. It has no power over you. Okay? The gate of penitence is the first key which opens the gate of moral vibrations to you. Right? Now, moral vibrations has a lot to do with religion. The gate of penitence, to get rid of guilt, regret, and all that stuff, right? So the gate of penitence is the first key which opens the gate of moral vibrations to you. That's like repentance, right? That's why, like, even when people are getting indoctrinated into a religion, you know, they repent. They feel guilty about everything that they've done, and now they're saying, I'll never do that again, right? So that's the first key to moral vibrations, right? To attain morality. Moral vibrations are positive energies preparing you for evolvement, freeing your spirit from negative factors, purifying and cleansing them. The more powerfully you receive those energies, the more purified you get on the path of evolvement. There is no formalism in purification. There is the essence, and that is what we consider important. To those who are on this path, assistant lights come from the channel of the Lord. This is the reason why we call this period a period of sincerity. The road established by the sincere ones will be a sunny road, a golden age. These are the friends who we select one by one and greet. And we have received the command to unify all our friends who have achieved cosmic consciousness in the evolvement medium. With our love, Pen of the Golden Age, PGA Alpha and Beta. Our friends. Some of our terrestrial brothers and sisters are curious about the number of spirits and the way they were created. Now the answer will be given to you. Spirits were not created when the world was created, but when the entire realm was created, together with the cosmos. The spirit is a light of the universe. Its number is interminable, exceeding until infinity. The population of the world does not encompass even 1/10 of the present spirit energies within the core of the universe. A spirit completes its evolution in the galaxy medium within the road planet and within its own solar system. The spirit energy, so we complete our evolution in the galaxy medium within the road planet and then within our own solar system. That's two different evolutions, our own solar system and the road planet. The spirit energy cannot go outside other solar systems, for it becomes annihilated in the intense energy medium. Each spirit has a separate speed of light. Okay? Each spirit has a separate speed of light. Beyond this, the spirit who have completed their evolution come from beyond centuries undergoing the expiration of time. And spirits beyond these float, so to say, in their own evolutionary mediums. So we have floaters. We have floating spirits. Each spirit is sent to the world planet for his or her evolution. For the evolution on your planet is more concrete, but the entities in other galaxies are more matured than you are. Spirits either return to the road planet again and again by their own desires, or they are sent due to necessity. The state of the galaxies in your solar system is a medium not known by everyone. Divine entities who possess the power of the years are embodied there in accordance with the mediums in alignment with these galaxies. They make their connections here as current flows. To create the perfect medium of creation is possible by the evolution of the human's own spiritual level. Finding that medium depends on that person's involvement. What each person is comprehended by his or her own codes here. Through the medium of his or her own spirit level, a human passes to the medium where the power of the universe will be accessed. As we said before, evolvement is interminable. There are always evolvements beyond evolvements. So through the medium of his or her own spirit level, a human passes to the medium where the power of the universe will be accessed. Ooh. Every spirit energy that leaves his or her world body finds his or her place by the assistance of the powers belonging to the medium to which she or he will go. So where you will go is pretty much predetermined. And the moment you leave your world body, where you're going, is the energies there starts pulling you to them, and they start like giving you all the stuff that you need and all the upgrades and all the cool stuff that you need to come there. Some people is a heller dimension. Mediums suitable for his or her evolution is created for every spirit, and it is prepared for more advanced evolutions through the general messages given, as if she or he were in the world. The being who is ready is sent to the world as a missionary for the evolvement of humanity. Spirits beyond these purify themselves on the world level in their own mediums by their own powers. Enlightened spirits always help those who are in this medium. Cooperation is collaboration, and embodiment occurs through the procedure in the sacred places. Like, as we get through the book, it literally breaks, like at the beginning of the book is very coded and very dense, but as we get through the middle to the end of the book, it's so much more explanatory, and you feel the currents, you feel the vibration differently. Okay, our human brothers and sisters are not yet aware of the sacred lights at the sacred places. The spirit level of humans progresses by the residue of their spiritual depressions. A human whose head has not bled does not know how to bandage his or her wound. Spiritual views open up in the view medium of the essence. The spirit is a light of the universe, an energy of the universe. It has an intensity peculiar to itself. Okay. But this intensity cannot be measured in accordance with the unit of measurements. It is about 15 milligrams. Its core is plasma, so they're talking about the essence. The liquid within it creates a viscous medium. The composition of the liquid in the spirit core is the same as the liquid of the uterus. Now listen to this. This is explaining what the spirit is, the essence, how the essence look like. The spirit is a light of the universe, so there's light. An energy of the universe, so there's energy. Energy cannot really be visualized because it's an energy, but it will have a component of vibration and light to it. It has an intensity peculiar to itself, but this intensity cannot be measured in accordance with the unit measurements. It is about 15 milligrams, enrolled 15 milligrams. It is core plasma. The liquid within it creates a viscous medium. The composition of the liquid in the spirit core is the same as the liquid in the uterus. Hey women. The universal energy of the spirit provides the connection of the gene essence with the cells and assists their development. Spiritual energy is imperative for the growth of the baby in the uterus. And while the baby is born into the world, the spirit claims that baby as a whole. So the universal energy of the spirit, provides the connection with the gene essence. Okay, so that's the body, the baby that's about to come into the world. So the universal energy of the spirit provides a connection with the gene essence of the cells and assists their development. Spiritual energy is imperative for the growth of the baby in the uterus. So whilst we're in the uterus, that's why I don't understand why so many women be showing off their belly while they're pregnant. You don't understand the spiritual, scientific, what is it? What's the word? Not experiment. Creative factors, like the divine creative factors that are going on when a baby is in the uterus. And there are people that have eyes beyond dimensions. You know what I mean? There are people that can see a pregnant stomach and see the future of that child, and they can literally snatch the star of that child. So somebody that is meant to be great can end up being the most, God forgive me, useless person because they were exposed to an eye that did not wish them well. And a lot of us are very powerful, and not powerful to do good, but powerful to cause harm. Like, women have to be so careful and understand what they're bringing into this world. Like, sometimes if you allow one baby to be destroyed, you literally set back the world's evolution, because 1 million people were supposed to be rescued and enlightened by that one particular person. We have to be very careful, especially women, and the men are supposed to be our protectors. But we have lost so much knowledge in today's day and time that we're just doing everything so cavalierly. We're thinking like having sex and having children is just a fashion trend. It's not. It's a spiritual orchestrated ordinance, and we must see the importance and the value in it and keep it very sacred. You know, imagine if somebody like Kay was not made embodied. Imagine if somebody like Missy and Karina was not made embodied. Imagine all the people that you all have helped. Imagine all the people that you all had shared your essence with and enlightened them and gave them hope and gave them faith. Imagine that. We're all interconnected. You know what I mean? All right. So, and while the baby is born into the world, the spirit claims the baby as a whole. Afterwards, she or he is its essence possession. Despite all the difficulties, it never leaves him or her. If at times it cannot find its medium and its connection with the body, becomes weaker, it has the power of leaving that body any moment if it wants, right? So if it's not able to connect to its own medium, if the connection with the body is weak, you know, and that can happen by external influences that I just spoke about, right? Then it has the power to leave the body in any moment that it wants. Evolvement, this is talking about how some, you know, people die early, right? Or some babies don't make it to the world, like while they're in the womb, and there's like a miscarriage, right? And all of this can be influenced by so many factors, not just like, even like by chemical factors, right? We know about the COVID and what it's causing, right? A lot of miscarriages happen with COVID because it's literally changing the frequency of the medium of these children that are supposed to be coming in. And we know that a lot of star seeds are supposed to be coming in for the ascension period, you know, to bring the high vibration here. And you know that the devils were at work, and look at what they did. They caused a lot of miscarriages. They've caused a lot of women to be infertile. And, you know, that's their attempt to stop the ascension process, right? But we have to be very conscious beings, right? We have to be so aware of the day and time that we're in and all that stuff that's going on, right? So that we can make informed decisions and informed choices. You have to understand how important each and every one of you is, and each and every one of the seeds that we're bringing into the world is in this battlefront that we're in this spiritual warfare that we're in. You know, we have to love ourselves, man. We have to love ourselves. Come on. Right? So evolvement on the face of the world is nothing but an effect on the centuries from the technological side. So evolvement on the face of the world is nothing but an effect on the centuries from the technological side, right? So each century is influenced by the next century, is influenced by the next century. Spiritual evolvement occurs by universal vibrations The spirit energies that receive these vibrations take their lives on the world level under supervision, right? You become more conscious. You supervise your spirit. You supervise yourself, right? The spirit is a whole. It is an indivisible energy, and it is eternal. The way we come to this world is the same as the way we leave the world. We enter through one gate and leave through another gate. At the moment of death, your spirit leaves your body like a cloud. It condenses as it rises. As it condenses, it compresses. And as it compresses, it transforms itself into a more powerful energy, right? Like it picks up speed too. And then this energy passes by special procedures to the universe beyond light, as light. That is, it returns to its origin, just as it came to us once as part of God. So we come as light and we leave as light. And that is if you've, you've completed your cycle, right? Otherwise, then you get embodied back. When spirits that are not embodied are invited during spiritual sessions, so the floating spirits, they come to you late or quickly according to their speed beyond light and their harmony with the frequency. And they adapt themselves to your level and they answer your questions, the seances, right? However, it is not plausible to disturb them for trivial reasons. Although they know the discontentment of humankind, they come to the sessions again and again without any resentment, for their duty is to prepare you for a certain medium. Beings who did not get satiated with worldly comfort, that is, those who could not complete their evolvement yet, and missionaries beings return to Terra again through birth in accordance with the degree of their desire. So, beings who did not get saturated with worldly comfort, that is, those who could not complete their evolvement yet, and missionary beings return to Terra again through birth in accordance with the degree of their desire. Everything is under supervision with our love, Pen of the Golden Age, Alpha. So, people that did not complete their evolution, as well as missionary beings, when they come, they do have to go through the birthing process. Our friends, those who help you until you come to us, are the emissaries of the divine realm. Each baby born has a guardian friend. His or her mission is to educate and protect that baby. Each step the baby takes in the world frequency is under his or her responsibility, but she or he is obliged to help you only on the path of evolvement and beyond it. There is no favoritism. So we all have a guardian friend, and their job is to help us through evolvement and beyond. You assist your evolvement yourselves. The higher the frequency of the baby who comes to the world is, very supreme beings are there to assist him or her. And we know this. We know this from the stories of the prophets, right? As the frequencies rise, more beings assist you. So even with us too, as we raise our frequencies, more higher beings come to assist us because we're entering into the realms where those higher beings are. So they have to help us. It's the law of the universe. Your protection medium becomes strengthened in this manner. Beyond evolvement, religious suggestions do not have any functions anymore, right? For religious suggestions are enlightenment given to prepare you for a medium necessitated by society. Religious vibrations are very significant in individual evolvements. These positive vibrations prepare you for codes beyond evolvement. So gratitude to our religious suggestions. Religious suggestions are suggestions given parallel to the lifestyle of societies. In this medium, religious vibrations perform their missions for the enlightenment of society. For this reason, the view of society remains restricted to the evolvement medium it is in. Religious segmentations have occurred in this manner. So each society received a certain frequency based on the religion that came. Each religion carried a certain frequency, and certain societies got stuck in that frequency, and they refused to upgrade because they think that this is it and that nothing else should come, or nothing else could be even remotely greater. It is your religious faith and views that connect you to the channel of the Lord and then take you from there to the evolvement medium. But unfortunately, every society tries to attract the others into their own religion, their own religious medium, in its own ego medium. A Christian wants everyone to be Christian. A Muslim wants everyone to be Muslim. No one views the other one as a fragment of himself or herself, right? We're a cosmic whole of his or her essence as a human. We have said religions are given for evolvement as a necessity of society. Jesus Christ is the enlightening guide of his society. Muhammad Mustafa, peace be upon both of them, is an enlightening guide of his own society. Those who grasp the genuine nature of the Quran and the religious books do not make any discriminations among religions anymore, for they have transcended the boundaries of evolvement. And we are such people, right? We don't get angry when somebody says Jesus is king. We understand where they're coming from, you know. We don't get angry when somebody says, you know, what we're saying is taboo. Only the Quran is the absolute. We understand where they're coming from, because each religious suggestion is equivalent to what we're learning now, if practiced well, right? If you're able to get out of its moral condition and attain its cosmic influences, which all the religions have, right? So we do not discredit any religion. So in the Christian medium too, those who do not make any Christian Muslim discriminations are assembled under the roof of humanity, right? That is the aim. This book is not a religious book, for it is being dictated from an evolvement code beyond the 9 dimensions. Only genuine humans are accepted into this dimension. For this reason, we have oriented the entire universe towards the religious medium. So only genuine humans are accepted into this dimension, right? This dimension where the knowledge book is being dictated from. So what is the genuine human? Right? The one who has no discrimination amongst religions, amongst races, amongst classes, amongst cultures, you know. For all your religious books elevate you only up to the energy mediums of the 4th dimension and prepare you for the entrance examination of the other dimensions. So the 4th dimension, from my understanding, will be heaven. So anyone that practices their religions really well and they're really good people, but they have not attained cosmic awareness, right? They go to heaven. That would be the 4th dimension, I'm presuming. And then they prepare you for the entrance examination of other dimensions, right? The dimensions you call heaven is here. Why does this always happen? The dimensions you call heaven is here. So the heaven is the 4th dimension. Those who are selected from here are taken into the firmament plane. So even heaven is within our firmament, y'all. Heaven is within our firmament. So apart from this 3D world, there are other dimensions, including the 4th dimension, which is heaven. But there's even more dimensions after that, and before we even get to the firmament. So we're thinking that, oh, you know, like we're in this earth, and then, you know, you go out in our sun and our sky, and then there's a firmament, right? But there's so many other dimensions before we even get to the firmament. And we have to elevate our consciousness to all those dimensions, and then we reach the firmament, and then the gates are open for us to go to Karina. Right. Okay, so now I lost where I was at. Okay. So the dimensions you call heaven is here. Those who are selected from here are taken to the firmament plane. They are your saints. And saints also receive their suggestions from the supreme ones of the dimensions to which they have elevated themselves, right? Each dimension is connected to the universal channel of the Lord. However, to be able to get habituated to the energy of a dimension is only possible by being ready for the evolvement of that dimension. Otherwise, you become shaken. For this reason, those whose evolvement and frequencies powers rise parallel to each other are not shaken in any way, right? Evolvement and frequency have to go hand in hand. The energy of the next higher dimension is obliged to train the energy of the next lower dimension, right? So we're always getting help. Like all you have to do is just push. Don't feel bad Don't think that you're not connected. Just push. The moment you start pushing and you start asking for connection and you're doing all your purges and releasing all negative stuff and all traumas and all negative thoughts, really, and just like combating every negative thought with like 10 positive ones and wishing everybody well, wishing yourselves well, and not being boggled down by all the stresses in this 3D world, and you're pushing and you're asking for help. Like, I want to make it. I'm pushing, you know. You elevate your frequency, and once you elevate in your frequency, the frequency to which you're getting to, they are obliged to help you. And once they help you to get to that frequency, the one up is also obliged to help you. Because it's collaboration, it exists in the universe. We're the only ones that's not really practicing collaboration in this 3D world, right? That's why it's a 3D world. Okay? All right, so the energy of the next higher dimension is obliged to train the energy of the next lower dimension in unifications necessitated by society. It is very significant to take this path. Our friends who have reached genuine religious fulfillment, be they Christian or Muslim, never make religious propaganda, right? So the ones that have attained genuine religious fulfillment, they do not do all that thing like my religion is better than yours. They don't do that. They understand. They really understand. The chief imam of Ghana, who's like the head of all the Muslim in my country, he's like the president basically, but all the presidents come to him. He's a very ascended individual. Like, he has transcended so many dimensions, very humble, very loving. He welcomes everybody. He goes to the church. When they invite him, he goes to the church and he performs prayers with them, because he understands that we're all worshiping the same God. It's different, you know, it's different streams to one ocean, right? Okay. For they have attained genuine consciousness. Their worship is between themselves and their Lord. Their assistance is for humanity. Religious vibrations bring you up to the gate of heaven. After this threshold, you are subject to more powerful examinations. If you pass these thresholds together with moral totality, you enter different evolvement dimensions. The energy of the fourth dimension opens your essence and I. Then you will tread the paths with your own efforts. You either open the gates of heaven, or you partly open it, or you just remain there. It is not easy at all to enter this medium of purification. The endeavor is from you, tolerance from us, divine guidance from our Lord. Pen of the Golden Age, PGA Alpha. Our friends, during this period of sincerity, our sincere brothers and sisters perform their missions fully by propagating the fascicules of the book and are assisting their brothers and sisters to awaken. Our gratitude is infinite. For this reason, our connection takes place with these friends. Everyone creates his or her medium, himself and herself. So that's your power right there. The purification of a human depends on himself or herself. Our Lord has given you to yourselves not to leave his servants alone. The closest friend of a human is himself and herself. Your second self is your conscience. This conscience carries a characteristics other than all living beings. There is compassion, mercy, and gratitude, and love in its measurement. Talking about your essence, right? These are your touchstone in the society you live in. Its equilibrium and sensitivity are so beautifully regulated that when its adjustment is impaired, the society also is impaired. Our human brothers and sisters, now recall out to your essence. Think for a moment who you are and what you are. Think profoundly, just for a moment, why you have come to the world. Ask this of yourself. Now, this book is a meditation point. When you are meditating, think for a moment, who am I? What am I? Why have I come into this world? You will get the answer if you keep knocking at the gate. Do not forget that your mothers and fathers have not brought you to the world only for pleasure. Your coming to the world is not a coincidence. All coincidences are mediums prepared for your examination. So there's no such thing. Everything is prepared for examination. Every event is not a coincidence. It is prepared for your examinations. You have not set foot on the world without a reason. Among many of your brothers and sisters, you are the only ones who have passed their life examinations. As a necessity of the system, there is advancement in everything. For you to be able to become you, you were sent to the world because you still had paths to tread. You will both learn lessons from your surroundings and you will teach lessons. Oh. So you're supposed to learn lessons and teach lessons. And we talked about this in our last 2 lives, that we have to shed so many of we have to purify ourselves. We have to gain ourselves so that we can kindle lights, right? By sharing lessons, by us attaining the formula, we can then pass the formula on to another person so that they can get through their evolvement even faster. That is collaboration. That is pure love. That is without ego, right? That is without jealousy, right? That is without superiority, just wishing wellness for your brother and sister, right? Okay. For you to be able to become you, you were sent to the world because you still had paths to tread. You will both learn lessons from your surroundings and you will teach lessons. You will comprehend and know that your mission is not only to live and maintain the perpetuation of the generations. Perpetuation of the generations is an unaware vibration. It is connected to your universal destiny code. Your choice had been regulated even before you came to the world. This is nothing but an application to nature, you apply to nature, of a mechanical procedure here. Everything occurs by the command of the divine mechanism. You came here because you want to be better. You came here because you want to gain your universal consciousness. You came here because you want to prove yourself. You came here because you want to go through it and purify yourself. You came here because you wanted to create yourself. You came here because you want to get your merit and you want to get your degree, right? You came here because you want to tread the path where you end up gaining universal consciousness, right? Where you become a God yourself. The selection, first of all, is your essence. Later, it will be explained to you in length how you came to the world. For now, may all the happiness be upon you with our love, pen of the golden age, Alpha. Our friends, the atmosphere of your world is mirroring the radioactive factors on you. Your depressions, your climate conditions, your food and drinks are affecting you negatively due to this. The brain waves of our human brothers and sisters who are depressed due to this fact produce negative electricity. If you consider all these matters, you can understand the reason of your depressions, right? So we talked about it. We talked about external factors influencing our emotions, right? Our aura field. And this is why we talked before that we have to be conscious thinkers, right? We have to be aware of certain frequencies that are coming in and we have to see how we feel about it, right? Just even for like a simple example, if you walk to a grocery store and the clerk person or the cashier is kind of rude, you feel a certain way. Automatically, you analyze the situation and you block it. You say, nah, I don't want that. Like, you may be going through something, that's fine. I'm sending healing to you, but I'm not going to allow you to anger me and send down my vibration. I'm not allowing that. Like, you have to be that conscious. Even with the news, that's what the news are for, to just push negative currency, negative vibration, negative radioactivities towards you, right? So you have to be very, very, very conscious and self-aware. No matter how powerful you are, the pressures of your atmosphere will affect you as time passes. And I find myself in this condition sometimes too, and I have to really purge it off. Like, sometimes I don't know why I'm feeling so down. You know, I don't have any certain needs or wants. Like, I'm okay. You know, I'm not hungry. I have shelter. You know, I haven't heard any bad news from anyone, but yet I feel like, you know what I mean? And then I have to be like, wait, hold on, what's going on? Who's causing that? I don't want that. I don't want on no path of that. And I have to go meditate and like clear that out, like block that. You know what I mean? Even the very rich among you will not be able to spend their money with ease on the threshold of their spiritual depressions. Do you know why we explain all this very clearly? For despite all this clarity, our human brothers and sisters are still blind and deaf, exceptions excluded. They cannot see and know the path designed for them, and they cannot become free of themselves. You are in a 1-year period of depression. Only our genuine friends are exempt from this, for we extend our helping hands to them in every way. Now remember, this is 1984. So this 1 year of depression may not be applying to us at the moment. If you have entered an intense fog, you have entered an intense fog stratum encompassing the entire universe. Our purified friends will overcome this obstacle without fear. Once the bridge Sirat was mentioned, now you are passing over that Sirat. You see that the animals you have sacrificed do not assist you to pass over the Sirat, over this bridge. I don't know if there are any Muslims here, but the Sirat is like it also exists in the Bible as the broad way and the narrow road, but it's basically the bridge that we pass to go to our salvation. In the Quran, it says that the Sirat will feel like a thin hair that is sharp as a blade cutting the souls of individuals. This may be metaphorically, so it depends on how, and some people will cross the Sirat without even knowing that they've even crossed it, because you're so evolved that you're already connected to that dimension that they don't even know that they're even crossing the Sirat, because you're already habituated to that dimension where we're supposed to go crossing the Sirat, right? Okay. During this final period, in which matter has gained supremacy over morality, right? We know that because everybody wants to be rich, and they're propagating all this fancy stuff, and everybody just wants to get money so they can buy this and buy that. So in this final period in which matter has gained supremacy over morality, people are literally sacrificing family members for money, right? Moral powers cannot extend their helping hands to you anymore either. This is a selection made as a necessity of evolution. Even to be able to pass beyond your moral powers is an issue of approval. Even this is given to deserving ones by selecting them. Do not let these words of ours make you uncomfortable. Now we will tell you everything openly so that you can attain a judgment about your attitude. Your exit path is your common sense and your conscience. Provided that you cannot clean the negative litter there, you can never leap over the threshold of depression, neither materially nor morally. So we talked about the Sirat, that going there, some people go there in a beam of light, in a beam of thought, because they are already evolved and habituated to that dimension, right? So your exit path is your common sense and your conscience, okay? So you struggle in turbid waters without knowing what is what. And you make the water even more turbid. If you stop and think for a moment by your common sense, you will see that the path you must design more easily, right? So a lot of people are struggling and they don't even know what it is that they're even trying to attain, and they're just pedaling in turbid waters, and it's even becoming more and more thicker. It's like being in a quicksand and moving so rapidly that you're sinking even more, right? So you have to stop for a moment and think. Everything is here, right? You attain that consciousness, attain that knowledge here, right? Our recommendation to you have always been patience for centuries. However, now is not the period of patience. The time loop has very much narrowed. For this reason, we are trying to take you out of your time. But still, it is very hard to pull you out of your dark well. While you are in the dark, we cannot be of any assistance to you in any manner. This is the meaning of our telling you, run towards the light. All our love is upon the entire universe, pen of the golden age. And the light is knowledge, right? Uncondition your minds. Our friends, your brain generator produces thoughts by the signals it receives from the dimension it enters. If these thoughts are present in your brain archives, you bring the message above your awareness, and then you say it out loud, or you write it down on paper with a pen. Your actual computer center is your brain. The given announcements are given from each dimensional energy. It is said, everyone has a star. This is the very explanation of this statement. These subjects do not have anything to do with the culture you receive from the medium you live in, and neither does your nationality, your religion, nor your age, nor your gender affect the perceptions you receive. Okay? Things that seem like miracles to you are nothing but the opening of your brain channels by your integrated consciousness codes. The evolution frequency of a 3-year-old child may be much higher than that evolution frequency of an 80-year-old human. What is significant is not the world age, but the evolution age. There are thousands of ego prophets in the universe who consider themselves superior by comparing themselves with others. The frequency difference among humans occur as a necessity of evolution, right? So some people are of higher frequency because in their previous life, they pretty much got very close to ending their evolution, to completing it. And maybe there was just this one little string. And then when they come here, they may get that chance to complete it at a very early age so they can attain universal consciousness even at the age of 5 or even younger. You know what I mean? And you can see a whole bunch of children. I've seen so much TikToks of like kids talking about their previous lives and how God is and how the universe is, and just giving some knowledge that your parents don't even understand, because it's not a matter of earth age, it's a matter of evolution age, right? Okay. There are thousands of ego prophets. I already read that. The ripening of a fruit on a tree and another one in a greenhouse occur through different procedures. They do not have the same taste. Humans too are the same. Those who grow in a greenhouse are ripened by other consciousness suns. Those who grow on a tree ripen directly by the sunshine. When it matures, when the time comes, it gives fruit. Then there you find the genuine taste. The genuine devotees does not have formalism or conditioning. They veil their heads as a necessity of society they live in, but their essence, hearts, and brains are unveiled. When they attain genuine consciousness, they understand what is what, but they cannot say anything due to their hesitation about the medium, right? Because sometimes the medium that they're in are not prepared for the knowledge that they may have. In this manner, many devotees do not transmit certain events, not due to fear, but due to hesitation. Pay attention to what we say. We say not due to fear, but due to hesitation. For there can never be a genuine devotee whose fear code has not been opened. Fear is primitiveness, and this primitiveness is the sole factor that hinders your becoming conscious. This is the reason why we often repeat and will continue to repeat this word of ours when need arises. All our endeavors are for placing you on the genuine consciousness code. As some of you misunderstand, it is not for shaking your faith and for affecting your religious tendencies. The moment you are free of this thought loop, you will become a genuine human. Like I said before, that like I can go into any religion and any practice and literally dive into it and do it so profoundly and so openly because I understand where they're all connecting to, right? If the announcements we give could not reach your computers, or if your computers are just beginning to be programmed, you cannot comprehend anything from those messages. We will be able to say hello to you maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 100 years, or maybe even later than that. While you expect mechanical signals from us, we expect brain signals from you. May universal love be upon you. May all the lights fill your spirits. While we're expecting mechanical signals from them, they're expecting brain signals from us. So that's why earlier on we said what? Think. Think who you are, think what you are, and think why you have come to that earth. You projecting that thought goes up there, right? Connecting to your higher self, and then helping hands are extended to you. Notice to our terrestrial brothers and sisters, our friends, we serve you for the time being by giving you general messages, by warning you from afar. The load of heavens is very heavy. Your circumstances are very difficult. To elevate your burden is our mission. Please assist our friends who do not have the willpower to conform to the general messages. You are being prepared for very difficult circumstances. Take precaution of this. Do not eat unnecessary food. I have someone that I was going to call out their name, but I'm not going to say anything. Do not eat unnecessary foods. You know who you are. Do not waste your energies unnecessarily. Take the mineral salts without fail. The less you eat meat, the more vigorous you'll feel. Obtain your proteins from seafood and milk products. Unfortunately, they're targeting those too. Most of all, prefer apple among fruits. They targeted that one too. During this period, but peel the skin of the apple. Like just peel it. Use those, just peel the skin of your apple. During this period, you will need plenty of oxygen. Do not ever neglect your physical exercise and your daily walks. Oh, Missy, you know. You don't know who, Missy? You're so funny. Do not ever neglect your physical exercise and your daily walks. Eat food rich in potassium to elevate the stress in your nervous system. So anyone that is going through stress, eat foods that are rich in potassium, okay? During this period, you are receiving a lot of currents and perceptions unknown to you. Now, you know that the past years have prepared you for the changes of today. Your circumstances have been supervised for centuries. Seasons are tried to be conformed with the laws of nature. The dispersion of the density will bring you happiness, right? This 3D dense world, right? For this reason, we tell you what to do and when. Pay attention to yourself. Now, you do not need miracles anymore. A lot of your abilities have been developed. In this way, you find the possibility of correspondence with us. Your world receives vibration of different waves. All the galaxies are in an electromagnetic medium. It has been like this during every period. However, it is very significant to interpret the currents you receive during this period. Do not get tired unnecessarily by asking us about yourselves. Ask about yourselves to yourselves. They're literally telling you that the answer is within you, that your higher self is ready to tap in, that you are a consciousness of a divine, all-knowing essence, right? So ask yourselves about yourselves, right? Okay. Your self-criticisms will augment your connections with your environment. In this manner, your cell vibrations will conform with other channels. At this moment, numerous channel announcements are being communicated to your earth from the firmament. Your channel Alpha, which is the single channel of the Lord, will be kept close to the general messages until the end of the world year 1984 as a necessity of evolution. Habituate yourselves to the apex of the seats of authority, to the flow of the dome. The reckoning of the accounts will expose the real value of your essence, right? So habituate yourselves to the apex of the seats of authority. Take control of your lives. Be the master of your lives. You make the decisions. Sit on your own throne of authority. It is quite difficult yet to be connected to the central system. First, you have to be adapted to a medium beyond interval dimensions. Those who drink the water of the wellspring will become free of density and will see the good results of salvation. Wellspring, knowledge, right? We are helping you with all our might, our friends, pen of the golden age. And I really, actually, I want to dig a well. Like I want to own land so I can make a well. Okay. Let me see how much more we have in my time. Okay, we got a couple more pages. Notice to our terrestrial brothers and sisters, our friends, your children are each a keepsake of God bestowed on you. Each baby sent to the world is a beautiful energy preferred. Everything about him or her and the vibrations of his or her spirit are measured here, and then his or her contact with you is enabled. Okay? The energy of the baby affects the energy of the mother and the father and prepares them for the sexual medium. The energy of the baby causes this to happen. The baby establishes contact with the awareness of the mother before it enters the womb. Here, the harmony of the frequencies of the two spirits is very significant. So like for mothers, it's really good if we're on a high frequency before we conceive, because then we don't want to give too much work where we have to be habituated to the baby's frequency to meet somewhere along. Like it would be so nice if we were already up here so the baby doesn't have to drop all the way down their frequency. You know what I mean? Because yeah, that's not cool. The baby comes to the world only if the mother wants that baby. The procedure occurs by the mother's love. The father only sows a seed. Love vibration during the time of fertilization plays a very significant role in the coming of the baby into the world. Sorry, there's a party going on in the hall, in the other room next door. So if you hear some children screaming, it's because of that. Thousands of energies who have not been able to enter the medium of evolvement are forcing the vibrations of many men and women in order to return to the world again. These energies often get in contact with you. However, since the chance of being born is not in their hands, they return to their previous mediums. Let us explain this a little more. Since the coming into existence until today, there has always been an energy bond which cannot be broken between the mother and the child. Energies of the unborn children are also evolved in their mediums in proportion with the spiritual evolvement of the mother. So energies of the unborn children also evolve in their mediums in proportion with the spiritual evolvement of the mother. Mothers, at the moment of the initial existence, energies of 6 children were given to the mother for her to deliver into the world. So each woman, each mother has energies for 6 children. These, wait, what? Okay. These energies are for normal, did somebody comment something? I don't know, something just popped up. Can't see. It is well. Okay, so at the time of the initial existence, so when a mother first exists, right? Energies of 6 children were given to the mother for her to deliver to the world. These energies are for normal 6 children. If the mother brings into the world more than 6 children, the energies are divided according to the number of children. And children possessing these energies will evolve more slowly since they will have weaker coats. If the mother brings into the world only 1 child at the time of the initial existence, this child gets the entire energy that would have been divided to 6 children, and she or he becomes a powerful coat. Afterwards, the channel continues to be a single energy channel. So anyone that is existing now, that is having 1 child or no child or whatever, it happened in your initial existence and it continues in that manner. So if you had 1 child in your first existence, like my mother, you will always have 1 child. I am like my mom's only child. That means that the mother possesses only 1 child in each period she lives. At the time of the initial existence, all the energies have the same frequency. The evolvement of humans are graded after the 0 world frequency. So we all have the same, we all have the same frequency, right? And then when we come to the 0 world, depending on how much frequency we're able to tally up, right? That counts towards our evolvement. Since each sibling who comes to the world will complete his or her evolvement in his or her medium, there will be frequency variances among siblings. Due to this fact, the quicker a child evolves, the later she or he will be born to the world. When the energy of a child finds a medium tantamount to his or her own frequency of the world level, she or he sends a signal to his or her mother and father, because now she or he will do his or her mission in the world, will complete his or her evolvement by elevating his or her frequency. This is an evolution tableau. So when the child is able to pinpoint a medium that matches their frequency, then they influence the connection between the mom and dad. Sometimes the mother's love frequency rises so high that she can attract the energies of children belonging to her from very high frequencies to the low frequency of the world, and she brings him or her into the world. However, if the spirit energy of the baby who comes to the world cannot conform to the world, to the frequency of the world, it has the power to leave the body. You hear that? So this is talking about when some children leave early. So if the spirit energy of the baby who comes to the world cannot conform to the frequency of the rod, right? If the rod is too dense, right? If the rod's frequency is too low for that spirit, right? If they don't align, right? Then the baby has the power to leave the body it has taken. This means that your deceased children are very powerful beings. They assist you along with your guardian friend from the medium to which they return. This is a very lengthy subject pertaining to the circulation system. For the time being, let us stop here. We will mention it again if necessary. Allah love is upon the entire universe. Allah love is upon you, Pin of the Golden Age. Our friends, now let us mention to you certain degenerative factors brought into being by way of heredity. The spirit vibrations sent to your world are pure and flawless. So we come here pure and flawless. There is never any defect in them. Defects are a phenomenon pertaining entirely to the cell degeneration. The structural incompatibility of two sexes cause hereditary degeneration. Now, you can wonder why your Lord who creates everything perfectly does not rectify such a result. Our first answer to you will be as follows. In your world full of opposites, these physical degenerations also have certain causes and characteristics for you. This state is created by the incompatibility of the cells of the couples, right? So the couples have an incompatible gene, right? The mechanism here supervises only the spirit. So the spirit comes in pure, but the bodies that create the body of the baby may not be compatible, and then therefore they cause defects, right? So, where am I? So our second answer to you is as follows. Everything has a cause. The state is created by the incompatibility of the cells of the couples. The mechanism here supervises only the spirit vibrations. Only nature is responsible for cell degeneration. And our second answer is as follows. Everything has a cause, a reason, and a result. Do not forget that your world is a medium of purification. You will purify yourselves there and the light of your self-awareness by comparison. If everything was perfect, then your spirit vibration will remain the same level. You would not have no effort, no goal in your life medium. So all of this balance is for our evolution, right? Do not forget that your goals prepare your future. Every struggle that we go through prepare our future as well. In every period, you will experience everything in the world, both with its bitter and sweet aspects. You will have frustrations, you will have revolt, but if you do not ever lose your essence of love amidst this, then it means that you are a genuine human. I was going to tell you a story about my uncle, but I won't because I don't want to get sad. But a lot of people, you see like a disabled person, but yet they're so happy. They don't even care about the fact that, they don't have certain parts, and they're so happy and they're still so kind and they still care about humanity and they're still willing to do so much good. Genuine human, right? We do not give you the grade you gain. You gain it through your efforts, through your toils. Do not ever forget that we are aware of every breath you take, every step you take, and all your thought chains. This happens entirely as a necessity of the system. Otherwise, how would we keep the files of centuries? Do not ever forget that everything you have seen in the world until today, each event you have encountered has occurred to test you. Do not ever forget that everything you have seen in the world until today, each event you have encountered has occurred to test you. Nothing is in vain in the medium you are in. So don't take anything for granted, good or bad. These messages of ours are the answers to your questions we receive from your thought chains. Our love is upon the entire universe. Pen of the Golden Age, PGA Alpha. This is the last page for Fascicule number 5. And I would like for us to go through Fascicule by Fascicule. Hopefully by the end of the year, we should finish this book. And then we'll start again. because we always gain different knowledge every time we go over it. Our friends, your frequencies are not able to transcend a certain dimension. For this reason, you cannot rise to the currents that will make you happy. This is due to your being conservative. The happiness of each person is in proportion with the vibrations of the frequency medium to which she or he belongs. In short, frequencies, happiness, and unhappiness come and go very quickly. As a frequency rises, the person in question will be affected by his or her own personal depressions until she or he enters his or her own frequency medium, right? But she or he will be exempt from universal depressions. However, if she or he can reach his or her frequency code along with his or her evolvement code, only then will she find genuine happiness. So a lot of us are like going through a lot of like ascension, but then there are some times where we feel a bit off, is because like our frequency and our involvement are not matching, and we need to get it to be parallel to each other. For us, the height of frequency is not significant. The significant thing is the evolvement. For your thought frequencies that have entered the universal dimensions have not augmented your six senses in the magnetic medium of the universe. For this reason, everyone has become a mediumist. Evolvement is the maturity of your essence. Only the son of your spirits can ripen the raw fruits within you. This is why messages on evolvement are still given on to your world, and they'll continue to be given until the goal is reached. Our mission is to guide you. The invitation is yours. Our heartfelt wish is that the universal divine light may rise upon you. Pen of the Golden Age. Okay. Structure of the human. So each cell carries the secret belonging to the past. Each cell holds all your memories. It possesses the power of the entire universe, and it is a universe consciousness. Each cell of yours too is also completing their evolution. In time, your cells will also evolve to be something else. They're also gathered together to give you this body, but they themselves, as microscopic as they are, they're also going through their evolution. Each cell is a conscious being, and they just came together to give you a body. That's why we have to be nice to ourselves and not eat certain foods, and exercise and meditate and purge yourself from negative currents, because you have to be in such a loving vibration that you want your cells to also complete their evolution. Your cells that you don't see at this big macro level, right? Okay. So each cell carries the secret belonging to the past. It possesses the power of the entire universe, and it is a universe consciousness. Humankind can make a single cell, but can never make the whole of it, for the intense energy in it is not an energy known by the medium of the world. It is divided into 2 first, then into 4, then into 8, then into 16, then into 32, then it becomes a ball, right? After the cell divides into 32, it becomes a ball. It is fed by the water within it. The vibrations it transmits protect it from negative powers. So it's literally vibrating. Everything is pulsating. Each cell performs the mission peculiar to it with success in the medium suitable to its existence, according to the command it receives from its conscious awareness. When it becomes 32, when it divides into 45, from 26 billion, you come into existence. You discover the secret of the cosmos at that very moment. And this is when the baby's in the womb, right? When the human attains maturity, when she or he acts about its might, when she or he speaks with us, if the superiority belongs to God, then you are part of him. And this same procedure that exists in the womb exists in our essence creation as well. So that is the end of fascicule number 5. I want to read Karina to you. Karina is so cool. I don't know what it is. Like every time I come on live and I read, I get really dizzy. Oh my gosh. I don't know. There's something called transformation that I would love to read. It's quite lengthy. Let's read. Okay, so I'm going to read about absolute time and relativity, and then I'm going to read about Karina. Let me see how far Karina will take us. Oh dear. Oh no, Karina's not that long. Okay. So I'm going to read absolute time and relativity, and then I'm going to Karina. Why do people join the live? Like, absolute time and relativity. Our friends, there is no absoluteness in the process of transformation prevailing in the entire universe. So nothing is concrete. Absolute time is the moment you're in, at each breath you take. Apart from this, everything is relative. Relativity is a shift of time that attracts your vision and consciousness to a different dimensions. So relativity is a shift of time that attracts your vision and consciousness to different dimensions. You attain consciousness within relativity. So everything is interconnected, right? Nothing is absolute. The only thing that is absolute is time on this planet. Everything else is relative. Apart from this, the process of life is determined by your moments of thought. Okay? Apart from this, the process of life is determined by your moments of thought. This is how important thought is. Thought defines everything for us. Thought is our perception. You live, exist, and pass away by the powers you receive from the energetic fields up to which your thoughts can reach. If you accept your passing as an end, you are mistaken, because a passing away means rebirth, because you just enter a different place. You're reborn in another place. It's literally like falling into the ocean. You're off the surface, right? But the moment you enter the ocean, you're reborn underneath it. That's what baptism really signifies, right? This birth occurs in the dimension medium you have gained, right? So you're reborn in the dimension medium that you were able to connect to while you were here in this 3D world. And beyond there, you can elevate yourselves to higher steps and rise to supremacy by developing your evolvement levels, like your sages, your prophets, and your saints. Right? So we read earlier that the religious medium and those that are like devoted and like genuine, devotees in their religion and complete their religious fulfillment, when they die here, they wake up in the fourth dimension, which we call heaven, right? But if we're able to attain higher dimensions while we're in this realm, in this planet, when we die, we wake up, we get habituated, we get beamed up to that dimension that we're able to tap into, that we're able to evolve to while we're here. So some of us may very much pass the heaven dimension to higher dimensions, okay? So this tableau is arising from the world plan. The plan of destiny of the energies who have come into existence in the world dimension was prepared thus. You attain the truth in the medium of immortality beyond the gate of Karina, and only then do you live by your genuine aspect. So what? We attain the truth in the medium of immortality beyond the gate of Karina. So after Karina is immortality. The very genuine existence is this. This is knowledge. This message was sent from the center. Okay? Our friends, it is not easy at all to reach the dimension of Karina. The benefit a human gets from the energy dimensions into which she or he has entered is equivalent to his or her evolvement. Right? We talked about that. So the dimension you're able to enter is equivalent to the level of evolvement you're able to attain. Energies are also transformed together with the changing universes. Dimensions into which you will enter by your evolvement provide these transformations. You can never enter the dimension you want by your own desire and your own endeavors. Each dimension has fields of supervision prior to its entrance. There, your energies are kept under great supervision by protective powers, right? They don't want to blow your fuses, right? Only when your evolvement passes the examination of being able to enter that dimension, then all your energy is transformed and converted into the incombustible energy type. And by this means, you can pass to that dimension easily, right? So we get habituated, we get engrafted before we are able to enter certain frequencies, certain dimensions, because they're of different energy. We will be annihilated if we don't match that frequency. So this conversion takes place both in your spiritual and bodily energy. Otherwise, you cannot reach up here. Our friends on your planet who get in contact with such advanced dimension energies today are ancient incarnations, and they are missionaries. Apart from this, there are certain friends whom we contact directly by the special command of the center. Karina. Years ago, so this is Mevlana talking. So Mevlana asked a question about Karina to our dear pure being, Mustafa Mola, which is Archangel Gabriel. So years ago, before I was connected to the center and to my actual channel, I asked my dear Mustafa Mola, which is Archangel Gabriel, in form, a kind of like an embodied form, about Karina. The following message belongs to that time. Now we have channel connection to the preeminent spirit through the link line, which is a telekinesis system. Question: what is Karina and where is it? Would you be so kind as to reply? Answer. So Mustafa Mola answered, the place mentioned is a place belonging to suns that are not connected here. And the spirits here are in a place in the third solar system. A gate has not been opened there yet. When the time comes, it will be opened. They are beings that are beyond history, beyond universes. They have become transparent. So the beings that are within or after Karina have become transparent. That is, the more a human is charged with positive energy, into more wakeful mediums will she be taken by the powers that pull him or her up. So the more you're charged with positive energies, right, you're pulled into higher mediums, right, and more wakeful mediums. Afterwards, they become so transparent through evolvement, beyond evolvement, that they become a light and a different kind of energy here. From then on, they each are a light made up of colors. So after being transparent, becoming light, you become made up of light of colors, far from matter. Only their eyes of essence are seen. They themselves are prismatic light. This supreme evolvement is not an evolvement that can enter to our sun. They cannot return even beyond the 6 dimensions from their own dimensional mediums, because they have become history. When the order is established, they will get in touch with the evolved ones from time to time. Knowledge beyond knowledge, history beyond history are within their archives. Even the 7 sons do not know this knowledge. Now these are some advanced beings. Maybe everything will change in time, my child, for the universal order is opening to unknown dimensions. Mustafa Mola. So that's a little bit about Karina and the beings that exist on the Karina. That's what I wanted to share. So our next reading, we will be taking it from Fascicule number 6. My time is basically up. Much love to you. I shall join your next life. Thank you. Gratitude. I did not see your messages, Marcus, but I'm seeing this one now. Probably have to scroll. I don't know where to go. Marcus, you want to ask your question now? I did so. Okay. Okay, so a lot was read. So we understand from a recap that the fourth dimension is what we know as heaven. And from then on, from that place, oh, hold on, I'm okay, okay, there I am. Okay. My family, tried aggressively opening my door. Which family? And then I proceeded to ask you for your divine blessings. It lagged and froze. Okay. So which family are we talking about, Marcus? Your physical family? And did you try to open your room door or your house door? Why? Why? Yeah, why did they try to open your room door? You don't know? Are you... And what did they say? Okay. Were they trying to harm you? Are you like, do you find yourself to be like conscious, awakened? So you have no fear for them. Were you doing something particular when they tried to open your door? That's good. But do you find yourself to be physically safe? Because you don't want anyone to, try to take your body out, because then you're gonna have to repeat this, and we don't want that. We don't want you to come back. I'm just wondering. Okay, you're safe. So do you have anything that, like, for now? I'm just trying to like understand, but are they against certain thing that you're doing? Like, is your ascension kind of like suffocating them? Like, are they trying to stop you from doing something? Okay. Well, in divine time, when it is time, you will find a different location to be at. If your time to leave here is not up, and if you have not completed your mission, you will be pushed out into somewhere else that may be safer for you. Now, on that journey to that place may not be as convenient sometimes. Sometimes you may just jump into convenience. Sometimes it may not be as convenient on that journey to that place, but you have to keep your spirits up, right? You have to understand that everything is a trial and everything is an examination to see how we handle the situation, right? We're being examined, okay? Sending divine love and protection. Connect with your higher self, connect with your celestial family, all the powers within you already. All the powers within you already. Yeah. But remember, we have love, patience, and tolerance, but we have logic too. So we have to also make the decision. If we're not in a safe place that can take our life, we have to find ourselves into a better place, because sometimes as we're rising in frequency, those that are of lower frequencies get really suffocated by us, and they can be quite aggressive. They can either be verbally abusive, or they can be physically abusive. So we have to use our conscience, right? Okay. Connect with your higher self too, because your higher self knows everything as well. Okay. Wow, mashallah. I'm sending protection, sending positive energy to you. Yeah, you must, when you feel like you must, right? And don't be afraid of the journey ahead. Everything is divine. Everything is in divine ordinance. Everything is in divine timing. It doesn't matter. It may be hard to our earthly body and our earthly perceptions, but our spiritual perceptions, it's just a journey that we have to overcome, and everything will be fine in the end. Everything will be perfectly fine. You have to attain yourself. There's a lot of Sufis and a lot of walis that literally had to become homeless and live on the street because their home conditions were not safe, but they don't know that they were pushed out of their home conditions so they can go find themselves. There's this one particular story. I don't really remember the individual's name, but it was a great wali. I think it was Sheikh Ahmed Tijani. I'm not entirely sure, but I ask for forgiveness if I'm wrong, but there was this one particular Sufi where his wife was very abusive, like physically abusive. And I think one day he left, he just had to leave. And in that search, he met so many people along the way, and he'd ask question, and one individual would direct him here, and he asked this question, and the other one would direct him there, until he found out when he got to the end that all the individuals were different versions of himself, guiding him to himself. One of the Sufis. So if you accept your journey, right? If you accept your journey and you go on that journey, don't feel sad about anything that happens on the way. Understand that all of it is for you to attain yourself, and then you'll approach every situation with genuine happiness that you're even being tested, so that you can upgrade yourself, like find yourself within yourself, right? Yeah. Okay, all is well, everything is well, mashallah. Allah will protect you. Your higher self, universal family is here for you. How old are you, if I may ask? Zero. That's a perfect age. No, zero is actually correct. You're infinite and you're zero. Oh my days. Oh, I gotta get you this book. Okay, you gotta message me. I have to find a way to get you this book, because it looks like you're actually quite divine, and you have an unveiled awareness. Like, you are very much aware of yourself. You just need a little bit more push to fully align with yourself, and then you have to perform your mission. So yeah, your family may come after you. It's very, very, I have the same situation actually. Yeah. You gotta meditate a lot. You gotta, because your higher self is waiting for you, because you actually don't even have to do a whole bunch. Like, you're very, very close. You're right there. You're right there. Have love in your heart always, and rise above any situation that comes above you. Do not fall into depression to any situation. Laugh at it and know that it's just an exam that you've been given, and that you have all the knowledge and all the love and all the divine support for you to overcome every single obstacle, right? And also remember that we are here to attain ourselves and help our terrestrial brothers and sisters also attain themselves. So your mission is imperative, and you have an unveiled awareness, and you have to get yourself. Yeah. You have to get yourself. I'm so happy that you're here. See, sometimes I come on here and I worried if somebody's going to come through, and I always know that they will send that one particular person that this particular live is for. But you got to message me. How do I follow? Hold on. Follow. So I followed you, and you got to message me, and I'm going to find a way to make you get this book. You have to get this book. Okay? Okay, so probably came here for Marcus, y'all. Alhamdulillah. All right, family. So my time is, yeah, 7 to 9 is when I booked this room for. Be safe out there. Be safe. We all love you too. Everybody send love to Marcus. I don't know. I have 7 people in here. 7 people, please send love and divine protection to our brother Marcus. Because chances are he's probably from a very high ranking incarnated being. Everybody send love to Marcus. I'm waiting. Where is Missy? Missy, are you here? I see you up there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shaima. Thank you, Shaima. Okay, Marcus, so follow me and I'm going to find a way to help you get this book so that you can attain yourself. But remember, even apart from this book, meditation and connecting to your higher self, ask the question, who am I? What am I? What is my mission here on this earth? Meditate on that. Meditate on that. You can use delta waves from YouTube, pure tone delta waves, or you can go through the all 9 solfeggio frequencies with your headphones in or however way and meditate. Meditate. Ask yourself, I need to connect with my higher self. Who am I? What am I? What is my mission here? I need divine guidance. And trust me, it's thought frequency. It goes straight out. Once your thoughts are positive and progressive, it's not blocked. It goes straight out and they receive it and they send helping hands. Start paying attention to your dreams. Yeah. Yeah, we're all here to help you, Marcus. All of us. You found a new family here for sure. Yeah, Missy's a great auntie to have. Sending love. Yeah, Theo's a great uncle to have too. We have a pretty nice family here, and you get to meet Robert. He's pretty cool too. Now, I mean, yes. I'm glad. Yeah, Rob is cool. Yeah. The ferryman is patient to when you have. You get there. You get there. It's all good. Okay. We have to find a way to get Marcus the knowledge book so he can find himself even more quicker and start his mission. Yeah. Yeah, they're failing. Like, all their powers are fading away so rapidly. Like, the power is shifting. Like, as fast as they're fading, that's as fast as we're gaining power too, right? Because it's the law of equilibrium. It's happening like that, yeah. It's okay, Marcus. All right, family, so we're in the divine love of the Most High, and this divine love exists in all of us. We're sending love, peace, happiness, joy, abundance, ascension, awakening, collaboration, unity, harmony to all our terrestrial brothers and sisters. And we are sending infinite gratitude to our celestial family. And we are sending infinite love and humbleness within our Creator. Happy morrows. Hey, that's funny. Did you get that from the knowledge book? Because it literally talks about happy morrows. Like literally that word. Not tomorrows, but morrows. It's funny the clues we leave ourselves for ourselves. The clues that our higher selves leave ourselves for ourselves. It's crazy. If you pay attention, you're aligned. Deja vu will be a thing of the past because you just be so much aware of everything that is supposed to happen and when it's supposed to happen. Okay. Yeah, happy morrows. That's probably a message for you that resonated with you, your consciousness from your higher self to you. Nothing is by coincidence. Nothing is by chance. Yeah, we're here for you. All right, family, am I free to go? Somebody wants to come on the live. I don't know why. No, sorry. Okay. All right, sending peace and love and harmony to everybody. Don't know when I'm coming on next, but I'll let you know. Yeah, Missy's cool. Everybody here is pretty cool. Much welcome, Shaima. Hey. I just can't wait for us all to meet in the realm of meanings. Like I can't wait to go to sleep so we all just be there and just like have a party. I know we have missions there, but like, you know, this physical body things, like, so heavy. You know? Yeah, you know, like, oh, open the heavens, let it all rain on us. I know we take it, everything has to go through steps, but yeah, I just can't wait, you know. I heard that on March 20th, there's a whole shift in our financial system. The goddess called Candace. Okay. Yeah, starting, I heard the 23rd too. Preparations being made already. Exciting times. Whatever happens, just hold on to your higher vibrations, or just understand that we're just going through a shift. It's normal. It has been predestined to happen. It's not in their power what is happening. However, it is in a universal ordinance. So just have that energy within you and just hold on to your hats. Yeah, for sure. Hold on to your hats. It's happening. I'm excited. I don't really care. Like, I already know this one. I'm not like, you know, this system that we're all used to that is so quite oppressive. So I'm excited to see the new one. And knowing that like their powers have diminished and they've been taken away, I know that it'll be a transition. A lot of people may not understand it and a lot of people will lose over their heads. But I'm excited. I'm actually glad that I don't have that much money right now. Oh, I missed a beautiful comment. The portal is opening on the 23rd directly to Almighty the Absolute. I say, yeah, I'm excited. Somebody told me too that my something is happening on the 23rd because I turned 36 on March 9th this month. And so my numbers were like kind of like my 9s and 3s and 6s. Literally this year is like my 9s and 3s and 6s all aligned. And somehow this is something of my year. And then the Chinese zodiac says this is the year of the rabbit. And then somebody had told me something starting March 23rd that something with me will happen. I'm like, well, I'm ready to go online fully. You know, I'm ready to fly and and do telepathy and get food from other dimensions, right, Missy? Get food from other dimensions. One year, eh? Ooh. Oh, that's cool, Marcus. You have oranges? I have to find out what I'm gonna grow. I need something that is small that I can grow inside my condo. That will not break the roof. Hey, oh yeah? That's cool. Right. Yeah, you see, I can't have that. I need something small within the house. So Marcus, you said you remember your mom's ex from your past. What's the energy between you? Is it hostile? Were you guys rivals in your previous life, or was he your brother? What was he? Why is time going so fast? Oh my days. Oh, lemon seeds. Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys have an unfinished mission, so unfinished relationship or something, some form of thing with each other that you have to. Oh, yeah, you guys have to do something together. Oh my days. But he doesn't know it's you. Well, this is why you have to shed the frequency around. You have to light up your environment. Your frequency has to kind of like, eventually everybody will join your frequency. It will suffocate them for a while. That's cool. Yeah, I gotta tell you guys about my dream since there's only 7 people in here. Oh, that's cool. So I'm gonna tell you guys about my dream. This happened last year, and I had this dream twice. So a beam of light came from the sky and literally lit everything on fire. Everything was just like abruptly like being plunged from the ground with massive fire. And I wasn't scared. I was very much aware, and I was actually waiting for it. So I had told people that were around me and some friends, I had told them to do sujood. Now sujood is the position that we come into the world from our mother's uterus. We come in with our head like that, and it's also the same position that Muslims do when they pray and they bow their heads to the floor. It's called sujood. So I had told everybody to do sujood, to put their head and their body into that position where the fetus is in when they're coming into the world. And so the beam of light that was like causing everything to burn up went over us, and we died instantly. And then right after we all woke up, everybody that followed my command or my direction to do this, we all woke up. The beam went over us, we died, but it was just like a blink of an eye, like you mentioned. It was just like a blink of an eye, and we were all up. And then I gathered everybody, and I had to like tell them, like I had to like, let them know why that had happened and why we're here. And then I had to like bring them into the knowledge. And this happened last year. This was all part of my awakening process before I got the book. Now, I had this dream twice. Anyway, I had to teach them I basically had to remove all the fears from their heart, and we had to cultivate everything. We had to start everything afresh. And then Justin Trudeau, this prime minister guy, was there, and he didn't die, but he was just an empty shell. He had no consciousness of anything that had happened. He had no remorse, no guilt, no happiness, no sadness, no nothing. He was just there. And I damned his soul to eternal damnation, which I thought that I needed to do. Like I literally cursed him because he had no conscience, and he had to feel what he had caused. So I actually cursed him with feelings, and I piled up all the debts and all the pain that humanity has felt because of him. I piled it all up and gave it to him as his punishment for eons, because he didn't even care. He didn't even notice all the damage that he had caused. And anyway, that was that dream. But it was just crazy. The beam of light. And I've had that dream twice. Trudeau wasn't in the second one, but it was similar. I told people to do a certain thing, and then when they did, the beam of light, we died in the blink of an eye. We were all up again. What the heck? Oh, thank you, Theo. Sorry, Marcus. Just earlier, this dude got in a fight at LA, and he was like, I brought up all that we are, and they split up. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Marcus, I'm going to find a way to help you get the book. And I hope you're safe, and I hope your spirit is high, and I hope you're not in any negative situations by choice or not by choice. Well, I pray that the universe, if you cannot help those in your environment, I pray that the universe moves you to a place that you can safely perform your missions. Meaningful dream, yeah, is strange. I've had some few dreams. Some I'll share later. All the same, peace and love, peace and light to everybody. Thank you all for being here, all 5 of you. We had a great time. Wow. Marcus, you can message me. For now, I have to attend to, oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. Going to be a lot of that. And you have to also practice discernment so that you don't put yourself into certain dangers. Sometimes you have to stop situations with your mind from afar. Depending on how powerful your thought frequencies are, you have to work on that through meditation, right? You have to work on your thought. Like, I literally stay in my room and literally send love frequencies to the entire planet from my room, because I feel the energies and the pains of everyone, and then I get saddened by it. So my next thing to do is literally gather up a whole bunch of love frequency and send it out. So sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you don't have to put your physical self, Marcus, sometimes you don't have to put your physical self in danger. Sometimes you can project your thought frequency in the safety and comfort of your own home. Okay, you have to spend more time in meditation, and you have to spend more time astro traveling, and then tackling certain things that way, and then performing certain missions in your dream state where your body cannot be harmed, right? So, all right, family, peace and love. I will see you all. I will post when I'm going to do my next live. Gratitude to everybody for coming through. Sending love and peace and harmony. Have a good night. Love you all. Yeah, we're all here for each other. It's the period of sincerity and collaboration. Peace and love, Shaima. I hope I'm saying your name right, Shaima. One day I will learn. Okay. All right. Blessings. Bye.